Good morning and welcome to this breakfast breakout session, live only on SmartCharts. Before we go over to our presenter, let's get you set up. If you are new to the breakfast breakout, you can find information about the strategy within the Learn section of SmartCharts. Here, you'll find an introduction video from our founder Greg and coach Sukhdev. If you enjoy these breakfast live events and want to watch any of them back or follow along later, these are also found in the Learn section under Breakfast Breakout Live Signals. Let's get into Breakfast Live. You can interact with the presenter by clicking on the chat icon. We welcome your questions and will strive to answer as many of them as possible during the live event. If you right-click on the Vimeo logo, you can also open the stream in a separate window and follow along with your own charts. Before we begin, please remember that everything shared in this session is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We're here to teach you how to approach the markets using structure and strategy, but any trading decisions you make are your own responsibility. Always trade within your risk tolerance and seek independent financial advice if needed.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Breakout Live. My name is Royston. I'm broadcasting from Canada. It is 5 a.m. Atlantic time. I'm also one of the coaches in the UK. Hello, welcome everybody. I have activated the chat, so you may go ahead and chat with me, chat along while I'm going through the Breakfast Breakout. So I've been tasked to give my 2 cents regarding the UK100. Please bear with me as well. I have a bad case of the sore throat. So right under here, I've got a piercing pain. It's hard to swallow. So please bear with me. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Just a few more seconds here. Okay, so let's get straight to it. You guys can see my screen? Okay, awesome. So the first method, hello, good morning. The first method that I've got 9 ways to use the breakfast breakout strategy. So let's look at the first one, which is take the first signal. So I've already done that. I've already taken the first signal. It's a buy signal. So I hope you guys know how does the breakfast breakout strategy create a signal for you. So there's a buy signal. So I've already placed it. It's a pending order. The expiry is end of day, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to get triggered any moment now. All right. So the first method here, take the first signal. So for today, it is a buy. Most likely. Now, the second method is take the first live trade. So in this scenario for today, we are taking a buy position, and while we're talking, there's a high likelihood that this will trigger within the 30-minute session that we're spending together. So, but we're gonna wait for that to become live, and then I'll fill in the option that says live here, or the buy. Okay. Now you might feel, there, it's live. Okay, so let's fill it in. So that we have a record of what we're doing today. If tomorrow I'm going to be presenting, I'll show you guys the result of today's trade. Okay. Now you might say, well, that feels a bit random, Royston, because these two methods, you are heavily reliant on how the strategy works, right? The strategy is wherever the price breaks out of the first hour. So that blue box right there, that's the first hour. Wherever the price breaks out of that, that's the high likelihood that the price will go to before the day's over. So that it's a breakout strategy. It's a 5-minute chart. It's supposed to be a quick in and out, really. So that's what it's really meant for. I call it the cherry on top strategy because the bulk of my trading personally comes from my 4-hour trading. And then I just use method number 2 like a cherry on top, right? So let's just assume I'll give an arbitrary number. At the end of the month, I got positive 6% from my 4-hour trading. And then after 20 days of trading, right, Monday to Friday, so 20 days, of trading back and forth. The net result of method number two is, let's say, +3. So it's just like a cherry on top, a total of 9%. Okay. But if you want to make the breakfast breakout your primary source of income, then you want it to be a little bit more accurate. So you have to add on more analyses. So let's move on to the next method, which is D1 based. So you're going to make your decision whether to buy or sell, gathering information from the D1 time frame. So let's go to the D1 time frame. Okay, so this is where we are. Okay, so April 2, that's when Trump released his reciprocal tariffs, and then the market reacted and then stopped roughly around here at this horizontal support level and then has gone back up. And then you notice again, it basically stayed there. Okay, 2 days ago, that red bar, it's not an ideal looking test bar, but you'll notice also that it's an inside bar, which also means indecision. Same thing with yesterday. That's a double inside bar, actually, which means even more indecision. Now, look at this. From last night till right now, as we speak, that's as much movement as the UK 100 has done. By the way, I'm not. I'm more of a technical analyst. I listen to the news, but I make my decisions more on technical analyses. So please bear with me. The other coaches will pick up my slack when it comes to fundamental analysis. So for those of you who are interested in just more of technical analysis, more of by the numbers or routine type of approach of trading, then I might resonate with you guys. Okay. Anyways, look, so knowing where we are in the bigger picture. So, number one, we notice it's not trending. It's definitely not an uptrend. It's definitely not a downtrend, right? We notice the price action because one bar is equal to 1 day. So, there's indecision in the market after this panic and then recovery and then not fully recovered, just stayed there type of situation. So, it's not really a downtrend, is it? Now, if I were, so this comes down to three options. No, it's above the horizontal level. Okay, D1 based. It's not trending, so there's no phase one, phase two. Horizontal level, it's above the horizontal level. It's already gone up yesterday. Okay, so if I were to place, oh boy, reversal, not only on the D1. So let's include D1 here. If I was a reversal trader based on the D1, then I would be buying. Okay. If I was a breakout trader, well, it has already broken out. I'm also still going to be buying. If I'm a trend follower based on the D1, I would not trade. Okay. Okay. Next method, 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour now. This is where we are on the 4 hour. Again, not trending. As a trend follower, no trade on the 4 hour immediately, right? No questions asked. It's not trending. Um, so it tried to go back up here, went down, back up. So if I was a reversal trader, breakout trader, yep, I'm going to buy. Okay, H1. Where's the 1 hour? uh, if I put in the period, hold on, let me just put in the period separator. Okay, let me just put in. Hmm, let me change that. We want to go at 0600 Europe. Oh gosh, what time did I put there again? I've forgotten. NYSE range? No, this one's London. Styles. I'll pick a little darker color. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So from last night, look at the bars, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's been going sideways since last night, and it's also stuck here at this whatever horizontal level this may be. The only thing that you got going for it is that, at least momentum wise, it's yellow above blue, but it's also at the widest part. And look at this rejection over here. Well, no, that rejection is actually pretty good. Outside bar. Okay. Is it trending on the 1 hour? Well, with this, it's sideways, so it's not trending. Okay. So again, exactly the same thing. If I was a reversal trader, I would want to buy. If I was a breakout trader on the 1 hour, I would want to buy. If I was a trend follower on the 1 hour, I will not be placing a trade. Okay, so how many methods have we gone through now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go on to the sixth method, which is the 2050 EMAs. This is the breakfast breakout. We're on the 5-minute chart. So according to the EMAs, at 9 o'clock, blue below 50, or 20 below 50, you're supposed to be placing a sell position. So we don't have a sell position yet. Okay, so you showed up at 8:55 UK time. You already see that the EMAs is 20 below 50 or blue below red. So you already have in your mind, okay, I'm going to be selling the UK 100. So when the signal comes up as a buy at 9 o'clock, you're not interested, right? So you're gonna wait until there will be a sell signal. Now, if you ask me, well, how long am I supposed to wait, Royston? I would say, I would suggest, I mean, especially if you have to go for work, at least 45 minutes. All right. Now, you don't have to be there for 45 minutes. If eventually there's going to be a sell signal, you place your sell signal, and then you're supposed to leave it alone. But if 45 minutes has gone by, then it's a no trade day for you. Does that make sense? Okay, let me just go through all the nine. And I'll go to the chat. Okay. All right. So for 2050, the answer is sell. You are placing a sell position. Okay. Support and resistance. I think everybody knows it's going to be buy. Okay, because it's broken through, and then you want to buy. Momentum based, inertia based. Okay, this is also pretty simple. So let's just zoom out. Let's look at what happened yesterday. Or rather, it's Monday, right? It's Friday. So it opened here and it closed above. So momentum is up. So that means you want to buy today. Momentum inertia base is buy. We'll see what the results will be tomorrow if I'm presenting. Fundamental analysis. So I have no clue what fundamental analysis is, what they are currently thinking about buying or selling. Okay, my decision. So I'm H4, trend based. This is probably not something that you guys want to hear. I'm very comfortable with not placing trades at all. Okay. But if I am, of course, using the OG with a twist, I'll be placing a buy position, cherry on top strategy. Okay. So I'm presenting you guys with different answers buy, sell, or no trade, depending on your chosen approach or method, or what type of trader you're training yourself to be. It's not a good idea, in my humble opinion, to have multiple. So, for example, your approach says no trade, but you're so itchy, you want to place a trade. So you know what, 2050 says buy, so I'm gonna buy. That's not trading, guys. You're trading your emotions, your lack of discipline, actually. Okay, so that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys learned something from it, and if I'm presenting tomorrow, we'll see what the results will end up being tomorrow. All I saying is just be consistent, right? Just pick your green square. If you're familiar with Russian roulette, and then about the house having an edge over you when you play Russian roulette, the house's edge over you in Russian roulette is that green square. So have a green square. And what's that green square? Have a strategy and be consistent with it. Because if you're just as erratic as the market, again, this is just my 2 cents, then the market will toy with you. If you keep on changing, today you want to use method number one, today you want to use method number two, the next day you want to try the 2050. Weeks, months will go by, you know, not going to gain success that way. All right. So let me look at the questions now after the hi and hello. All right. Let's see. Thank you very much for those mentioning about the throat. I did 20 trade challenge based on D1. Worked nicely. So Bev is sharing with you guys that she's using a D1 approach, and it's worked really nicely for her for 20 bounce. So that's great, Bev. Do you know whether there is a way we can lock in our video quality in setting without needing to change it on a daily basis? Don't close it. You see this Xbox over here? So for example, this setup that I have, this is also my setup on my account. Well, not exactly like this, but for Windows, and whatever I draw stays on all four screens as long as you don't close it. Because the moment you press on this X, everything that you have on that specific window will be gone, and then you have to restart again and put all those settings all over again. So I hope that answers your question. But if you need further help, of course, please reach out to technical support at info@smartchartsfx.com. Did you place a buy trade? Yes, I did. Oh, sorry. Did you place a buy trade? Yes, I did, based on method number one, which is take the first signal. Okay? Does it mean you're supposed to follow it? This is not supposed to be, this is not a tip giving webinar, right? Just because I place a buy signal, that's what you're going to do. Okay, but you know the reason. So I did place a buy trade. Yes, that's based on method number one, which is to take the first signal. And then it got triggered. So it's basically method number two as well. Okay, at least you know where I'm coming from, why I placed that buy trade. I'm just simply relying on the strategy. Sure thing. I think Bev use, what does OG stand for? Oh, Hapsiba replied to you. Original design. That's the original design of the breakfast breakout strategy, which is simply take the first signal out that breaks out of that box. So if you think about it, well, I'll wait for it to go live then, which is method number two, and that worked very nicely for me when I was using the breakfast breakout as a cherry on top strategy. Did I miss a question? Any more questions, guys? Can you please go over the details of D1 base trade when time allows it? Okay, well, we did go through it, but I'll go through it again, sure. So this is where we are, right? 8111.05. It's not trending on the D1, so support and resistance would be superior than a trend approach. We also know some fundamentals that from the 2nd of April, when Trump released his reciprocal tariffs, so the market reacted this much and then recovered. And then now for the previous 2 days, that's Thursday, Friday, it's been undecided. And then we have today's bar. And we also know that there's a horizontal level here, at least visually. So this is where we are in the. So those are the details, right? We got indecision for 2 days, market reaction, panic, recover. It's not trending, so we're not supposed to look at the EMAs. So based on this information and price action, we derive our conclusions. And the conclusions are: if you're a D1 base trader and reversal, you want to buy. If you're a D1 based and also what do you call this breakout trader, you also want to buy. Okay, because it basically adds support and resistance. As a trend follower, it's not trending on the D1. My definition of trend is 2 complete cycles. Clearly, if it's a downtrend, 2 lower highs and 2 lower lows, therefore you want to sell. If it's an uptrend, you got 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows, therefore you want to buy. We do not have that on the D1. Hence, the decision is no trade. Does that answer your question? D1 trending and in phase 1, how I did it. Oh, D1 trending on phase 1 was how I did it. And I would expect is what it means. It's not trending on the D1. Based on my definition, at least, of what trend is, there needs to be 2 complete cycles, and we don't have that on the D1. Okay, so this is an example of 2 complete cycles on the D1. This is an uptrend. And remember, 1 bar is equal to 1 day. So how many days did that take to form those 2 complete cycles? We don't have that here. There's no downtrend, there's no uptrend. Of course, your definition might be different from mine. Okay, yep, got it. So I see. No worries, no worries. So if those are all the questions, thank you so much for your time. I'll leave you all now with the closing remarks. Yeah. You all have a wonderful day.
Repetition is the mother of all skill. You don't master trading, or anything, by reading a book once or watching a chart twice. You master it by showing up every single day. Let's be real. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. You will have losing trades. You will get it wrong sometimes. But that's part of the recipe. Ask yourself, how many swings does it take before your golf shot flies straight and true? 10? 100? No. Thousands. Tens of thousands. It's exactly the same in trading. Until you've placed your first 1,000 trades, you haven't even scratched the surface of the real imprinting. Too many people give up before they even get started. They walk off the practice ground after a handful of shots and wonder why they haven't made par. That's why we run these breakfast breakout sessions every single morning. It's your training ground, your discipline dojo, your space to practice consistency, to get insight, to build the muscle memory of the market. But none of it matters unless you know where you're going. Set your goals high. Chart your course, from where you are now to where you want to be. Because if you don't know your destination, you'll drift like a ship with no compass. Trading is not a spectator sport. You have to place trades. Whether it's in your demo account or live, you must apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is just noise. Knowledge to action, that's the path to mastery. So, are you ready? Because this isn't just another session. This is your next step, your next swing, your next trade, your next imprint. Show up, put in the reps, make it count. Let's go.